Sharks have been roaming around in the ocean around 400 million years. They play an important role in the marine ecosystem, maintaining the species below them in the food chain, serving as an indicator for ocean health, helping to ensure species diversity. They deserve our utmost respect, yet we kill up to 100 million of these animals yearly. If people were killed at the same rate, every single person, man, woman, and child in Malaysia would be gone in months.
Why I made this point as an introduction to what I want to say tonight is the problem of the relationship of man and nature.
Malaysia is a major producer with a large supplier and consumer market, posting large exports and import volumes of low-value shark fins. The average annual shark fin and shark meat exports from Malaysia can exceed up to 238 tons, worth 902,000 US dollars. The numbers are extending rapidly over the next few years. Therefore, this is a major tragedy. Since the reef sharks are critically endangered in Malaysia and possibly facing extinction, it is a must and an obligation to propose a shark rehabilitation center in Kuantan so that the population of reef sharks would not be extinct. The goal of a marine rehabilitation center is to provide professional care to sick, injured, and orphaned animals, so ultimately they can be returned to their natural habitat. Marine Rehabilitation Center is not an attempt to turn wild animals into domestic animals. Patients are held in captivity only until able to live independently in the water.
The first Precedent study is about the Gombak Freshwater Aquarium. Architect 3 LHD, area 2,915 square meter. Was built 2016, located in Kuwaitia River Koran. It's an aquarium and a research center. The building is covered with earthen embankments and greenery. The building was made to form a new focal point and pomade by the river. 3 walking roads are formed as shown by the arrows. Structure style applied for this building is post and beam. Pigmented concrete was used in the building to make the facade color resemble the color of the river, ground, or soil. Private spaces for the ground level, and these are the public spaces. These are the public spaces for the basement level. These are the private spaces. We can infer from the building that the aquarium must have a path for visitors to ensure controllable flow of crowd. Closed spaces should have 2 emergency exits. Emergency staircases must be positioned at each corner of the building. The aquarium display tanks could be utilized to cover spaces which are not intended to be seen by the visitor. The bar or cafe should be near reading or exhibition areas. Office or staff areas should be close to the main road for smooth and easy access. Souvenir shop should be close to the exit gates of the building. Applying radial order gives visitors the freedom of choosing what to do next. Giving the visitor a path helps for a smooth circulation. The second Precedent study is about Crown Foundation for Rehabilitation and Conservation of Marine Animals. Architect Hidalgo Hartman, area 10,000 square meter, was built in 2010. Located in Barcelona, Spain, built on the former golf course. It's an organization dedicated to the protection of environment and the species that inhabit it. Its main activities are clinic, rescue, reintroducing to the wild. There are 3 main buildings: clinic building, administrational building, Portmore studies building. It's fascinating how the use of trees were utilized to control the privacy level of each building. and to direct visitors toward the public areas. The first stage of trees help to direct people toward the clinic, while the second and third stages enhance the privacy and security of the second and third buildings. Structure style applied for this building is post and beam. Material used for this building: steel for structure, concrete panels for finishes. For the synthesis, the building organization considered making the steps of rehabilitating the animal as fast and smooth as possible. The use of trees to add more security and reduce the noise in a sustainable manner. Third precedent study is about Antali Aquarium. Architect Bahadri Kul Architects. Area 12,000 square meter. Was built in 2012. It's an aquarium seeking to enhance the awareness toward oceanic creatures. The circulation within the ground level starts from the shaded public area. It's an open space with some activities, such as platforms, cafes, and amphitheater. And circulation is free in this space. There is no particular path to be followed. There is a ramp leading visitors to the first floor where they will start the journey in the aquarium. At the beginning of the first floor, they will be in the exhibition area, then to an entrance to the tunnel where they can watch the display of the fish tanks, and they will be moving in a circular path. At the end of the tunnel of the first floor, there is a rounded staircase taking them to the ground level where the tunnel is linear, unlike the first floor. At the end of this tunnel, visitors will finish their journey at the aquarium where they arrive at a selling space before they can exit the building to the public shaded space again. For the synthesis, big space at the entrance help the visitors to gather before entering the aquarium. The experience of visitors passing from rounded path to a linear one helps visitors to enjoy variant experiences. Having emergency exits and separating them along the side of the building ensure a safe escape for the visitors as well as staff in case of emergency.
Another way to conserve the reef sharks is that mangrove will be planted around the facility to attract and accommodate reef sharks so that they can mate, give birth, and ensure the survival of the pups by providing privacy and protection. Moving on to the housing and habitat in tank for the reef shark. The reef shark tank can be divided into 3 different categories. The first one being the post-birth pups. The dimension can be up to 100 centimeters with a water depth of 1 meter. Moving on to the small tanks, its dimension is 100 centimeter to 500 centimeter with a water depth of 2.5 meters. For the larger tanks, its dimension can be up to 500 centimeters to 1000 centimeters with a water depth of 4 meters. There are many different types of tank material that are non-corrosive and durable, such as glass tanks, concrete tanks, polyethylene tanks, and fiberglass tanks. For the synthesis, we are proposing that all 3 sizes of reef shark tanks is needed, since each size of tanks serves a different purpose in ensuring the growth and well-being of the reef shark is taken care of. For the material, we are proposing to use the glass tank, since it requires low maintenance and extremely durable. It is also non-corrosive and also resistant to etching and scratching. In lighting, it is crucial to know how much light is needed to measure in lumens to light up each space in a facility. As for the reef shark housing, a tank should be lighted properly to stimulate the feeling of an underwater surroundings in an ocean. For the exhibition space, it depends on the mood that we are trying to portray. These can be achieved by using spotlight, display light, LED strip lights, backlights, and local light. For the synthesis, the tank must be fitted with RGBW LED lights. The lights are installed above and bottom front of the tank, so that it can be flooded with blue LED lights to give the deep ocean vibe and show the true colors of the coral reef. For the exhibition must be fitted with modern and lively vibes, which uses bright and cool lighting by using display light, LED strip lights, and backlights. To build buildings along the coast, durability is the key point to remember when deciding on construction materials. The combination of sand, humidity, and salt water makes the strongest products of building wear and tear, not to mention hurricanes and tropical storms. Materials and building techniques should be resistant to seawater, sea robust, flood and wind destruction, moisture, erosion and decay in coastal areas. Types of materials that can be used. First of all, acrylic, polymethyl methacrylate, secondly, concrete, and lastly, steel. For the synthesis, we can derive that using concrete, steel, and acrylic for the building material can be used both on land and underwater. It can withstand tidal wave, withstand high pressure and temperature, and it is strong and flexible. With our oceans severely degrading day by day, restoring reef sharks is key to improve the quality and resilience of these water bodies towards the marine ecosystem. While reef sharks varies in range of species, it adds complexity to our conservation and rehabilitation efforts. Therefore, we strive to restore the balance between humans and sharks.